Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Gloria Anthony, owner at Glow Creations. And if this is your first time here, welcome. And if you have been here before, you know this channel is all about events, specifically event decor. So I usually go behind the scene and I show you what it is that we event decorators do to in order to create beautiful event. So usually my videos are about behind the scenes of a specific events that we are doing, but this week will be something different. This week will be a step-by-step tutorial on how to make a cascading floral arrangement on a clear candelabra. So if you do event, you probably have a clear candelabras or you have gold candelabras. You probably have used, candelabras before. So I usually add, florals to mine unless we are going for less florals. So I usually add floral to mine. So I usually go for two style, either florals on the base of the candelabra or florals cascading. So my most popular one is cascading florals. We've used them so many times this year to the point that at some point we just left the florals, we just left the flowers on the candelabras, and we just change colors, add colors as needed. So right now that I'm even talking to you, I have about 12 clear candelabras on our floral carts that still have flowers on them. So I'm going to show you how to make these. There are several ways to make it, but I'm going to show you my easiest and most effective ways. So if this is something you are interested in, stay tuned. This is something that you can make for your client, or if you are a bride who is watching my video, you are planning your own wedding, doing your own decor. This is something that you can do. I will leave the supply list, which will be a little bit complicated because I'm using flowers that I'm probably going to use flowers that I bought from different, vendors, but I'll leave some links for you that will be helpful. So if this is something you are interested in, stay tuned until the end. And then if you want to learn more of what I do, I actually have an in-person workshop coming up here in Kansas City. It's going to be from January 23rd to January 24th. This will be very intensive. This is for anybody who already do events or who want to do events as a business. This will be this won't be this workshop will not be feeding for somebody who's just a bride who's trying to do their own simple arrangement. This will be more advanced class for anybody who does events already or who is looking to start their events business, especially doing luxury arrangements, setup and things like that. So it's going to be on 2 days, January 23rd and January 24th. And for this first edition, I'm only limiting it to 6 students. So from the last time that I posted about it, four seats were already taken. So right now I only have 2 seats left. So if you want to attend this workshop, email me at info@glowcreations.com for more information on how to enroll. And I can't wait to see you in Kansas City. You'll be learning about flower arrangements, how to wrap a floor hands on. Everybody will have the opportunity to wrap their floor, tips, techniques that I've learned over the years of, try to do this, mistakes I made, how to do it better. We are going to build a custom wooden backdrop. So you're going to have your gloves on and you're going to handle those tools. Everybody will have the chance to handle the tools. We are going to create the backdrop that we're going to use for the setup, and then we are going to do the actual setup, which will be a backdrop, florals, draping, floral, table, scapes. And then we're going to have a Q&A, session where I'm going to be an open book sharing with you all the things I've learned, mistakes I've made, things I've done right in my 8 years of running an event decor business. Again, if you're new here, I do events as I do events, decor full time. I have two showrooms, one in Omaha, Nebraska, where I started, and one in Kansas City. I still run both, but yeah, this class will be in Kansas City. So I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to know you. I can't wait to also learn from you. So if this is something you will be interested in, feel free to email me at info@glowcreations.com. See you in Kansas City. But let's go to the tutorial. So yeah, let's move on to the tutorial. Feel free to like this video, share, leave me a comment. Let's go, let's go, let's go. To the tutorial. So what you need, a candelabra, of course, a clear candelabra that's here that I haven't assembled yet. A pool noodle, recommended white one. I recently found some white one at Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree usually doesn't have the white one, but I recently found a white one. I'm probably going to speed this video so my voice doesn't sound right. Is because of that, so that it's not too long. So Dollar Tree, this is from Dollar Tree. I'm going to remove the tie. Zip ties, of course. Are you an event like decorator if you don't use zip tie? Zip ties are the thing. Like, I cannot live without them. Okay. And we're gonna need you are also gonna need a green floral how do you call it, tape. So floral tape. This you can find at Michael's, Hobby, or if you do fresh floral, you will find this at your wholesaler. I bought a bunch of these at my local wholesaler because every once in a while I do fresh florals. Of course, you're going to need flowers. Okay. So for this one, we're going to use, hydrangeas, some roses, and some baby breath or whatever random flowers I see. But this tutorial, it's not organized. I will have the supply list for you, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to have the count for the flowers. That's something I'm working on, to create a flower, recipe book for most of the arrangement that I make, so that it's easy. That you're going to need, 50, hydrators, 40 hydrators and things like that. So this is something I'm working on for the future, but for this tutorial, we're going to freestyle it. Okay. So let me put together the candelabras. Okay. If you don't have a floral cart and you absolutely have to assemble the candelabras at the venue, then I recommend doing your flowers on the pool noodle and zip tying the flowers to the candelabra at the venue, because making the flowers at the venue like this, unless you have the venues for 2 days or you have a lot of people working for you, but I don't like to have that pressure on me. If you are doing greenery, do your greenery first. Do your fuller floral, which is usually hydrangeas. Do your lighter florals, which is usually roses, peonies, carnation, and so forth. And then last thing will be your fillers, which can be, rosebuds, baby breath, and some other ones. But usually when we're working with full floral, our main, fillers will be, baby breath, rosebuds, unless you have like a specific, client that have, specific need when it comes to flowers. But I do mostly weddings, and those are the flowers that I use, and those will be what we'll be using here. So if you have shorter stems, flowers, these are useful to use as the base. That way you don't have to cut. So you can use hot glue on these flowers. I don't, because I redo my arrangements all the time. So I want to be able to take them off without damaging damaging the foam. Hydrangeas in nature, they will be usually bigger than this. And usually, like, especially the fresh one that we buy, they will normally be bigger than these two. So usually the hydrangeas in nature are fuller, nicer. Of course, there are different, sizes, but they're usually bigger than this. So what I will do is I will put two. I'm looking for one with the stem. So I will put two or three arrangements together. And also, if you are working with, colors, that in nature, you might see one stem of hydrangea that might have, like, degrading flower, how do you call it, colors. Some part of the color, some part of the flower might be lighter and another part might be darker. So I try to, recreate what I would see in nature, more organic look. So I'll usually put, where are the hydrangeas? No, I'm gonna have to pause this video and go look for flowers. Okay, so you see this is one stem and this is another stem. Let me find another one. So I'm gonna put something that's I'm gonna get something that's a little bit lighter. A little bit lighter. So I'm gonna put these together and I'm gonna use a floral tape to combine these stems and turn them so that they look like one big stem. So I will add this in between. And these are really nice, especially when you're doing flower balls, because you want flower balls to be bigger, to be big. So usually when I am arranging flowers, I will take my time, make a bunch of these before I even start. So this is, I think, two big stems with two small stems, and the colors is not the same. One it's a little bit lighter, one it's a little bit darker versus one stem. So I'm gonna add this throughout the arrangement. You see, make it look, it make it pop. So I'm going to go find more hydrangeas and continue this video for you. Okay, so here I have three stems, as you can see, one, two, three. So I'm going to take the floral tape. I'm going to tape this, and this is just like temporary. You can remove it later. I like temporary stuff because I do different events and I don't want stuff to stay permanent. So I'm going to take this. As you can see, it's already full, and you can see the difference from this side to this side. Okay, this is definitely fuller. So I'm going to do white roses. So here, roses, I don't double them. So I'm going to try to style this in a way that I'm going to put the roses on the bottom here all the way. So usually, so these, first set of roses, I'm going to push them in all the way because I want them to fill up the space, right? But so this is going to be, I'm going to do a mixture of roses, some peonies or whatnot. So just to make it, I'm just filling up this part, okay? So I'm going to do another set of roses later. But this first part is to make it full. So I'm making the stems, actually, if you want to fill it up, you make your stems shorter. So and I have some peonies also here. The outer, so I'm done with the inner layer. When it comes to centerpieces, usually when I'm done, which I'm not done yet, I'll put it on a table. I will sit on that table and see what I'm looking at. See if I'm seeing foam, zip tie, empty spot. I want to see what the guest is seeing. So now I'm gonna do this part, the bottom part. Okay. So the bottom part. So again, I'm gonna do it with white roses. Voiceover time. So the whole time I thought I had my mic on doing this video, the audio actually stopped recording. So here I am adding the flowers. So I finished adding roses to the bottom part. Now I am adding peonies and roses to the lavender part, which is the middle part. So I'm adding roses, peonies, after originally adding hydrangeas. And then I'm also adding more roses to both the bottom and the inner part. So those only have white roses and white peonies. And the middle part has, lavender slash lilac, hydrangeas, peonies, and roses. And then I think later on I added some baby breath and some, fillers. I think I added some white, baby breath to fill it up. So this tutorial was, definitely freestyle. A lot of things I didn't plan. So but like I said earlier, I'm working on, having a flour recipe book for the future so that you can know exactly how much flour you will be needing to make your arrangements. But yeah, this was freestyle. You get the concept. It's ready. I'm adding the glasses to the candelabra and I'll show you the final result in the next video. I'm cutting zip tie and I'm checking all of the area. So if you're making this for the venue, make sure you store it on a floral, cart. I use, storage, carts with wheel as floral cart. So make sure you store this on a wheel and also bring extra flowers with you in case you need to fill up. So let me know what you think. Bye bye.